Hey everybody, Mark Summer here. This is the first episode of the SET Summer Energy Technology Garage podcast. I started doing interviews with people, I think in 2021, and it's been a while. Decided to do it again. So this is the first episode of the revamped podcast. Our first guest is my friend Mike Murdoch. Mike and I have known each other. We've been friends for somewhere more than 10 years, not quite 15. And we got to be buddies through the BMX bicycle motocross scene. Mike is a married father of three and the owner, operations manager, and founder of Murdoch's Dirtwork. So, Mike, good to see you, dude. And yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
Not a problem, Mark. It's good to be on.
Yeah. So uh let's tell share your story with everyone. So how you got into the world of earth moving, equipment operator, and then to being an entrepreneur.
Okay, well, it starts way back to probably whenever first started walking. My dad would set me on his lap and we'd run his backhoe as an old mid 70s Ford 4500 gas front end loader backhoe. And he just let me figure it out on my own. From there, we had a motocross track that started in 97. And that's where I learned how to drive my first standard big truck at I don't know, 97. I would have been in third grade. So whatever that age is,
That's
just
awesome.
figuring
So
out how
was
to
your dad an
shift.
operator?
Yeah, he ran his own HVAC slash well tending operation, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. And then he was quite a bit older than my mom, but yeah, he eventually retired and stuff and sold that, and we transitioned into the motocross track. So that's where I learned how to run bulldozer and tractor and learn how to float gears.
And I guess to make the tie into energy, is that Mike is from Titusville, Pennsylvania, the home of the really American oil and gas industry, right? With Drake Well and your dad being a well tender. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was 1859, Edwin L. Drake struck oil.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and coming back to the stuff with bikes, that's the name of the BMX track, isn't it? It's Drake Well, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the local BMX track. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, so when did you start operating for a paycheck?
Uh, my adult life, probably, what, let's see. I was a landscaper after I worked in a lumber mill for 3 years out of high school. And I was a landscaper early on for about a year or year and a half or so. Ran some loaders and, little tractors and whatnot, wheel loaders. And then an excavation company out of Meadville, they brought me on. Started out as a laborer, working, and then transitioned into an operator shortly after and had my CDL. So I was driving truck for them too, so I'd be able to do anything they sent me out to do.
So you were, uh, if I'm doing the math, so about 3 years out of high school was when you started operating after working at some other jobs. Am I getting that?
Yeah. Yep.
And
Yep.
then for how
Essentially.
long, how many years were you a W-2 employee working for others?
Let's see here. Would have been, I got to do the math. Caught me off guard.
Oh, that's
Uh,
okay.
18 to 34.
That's
So
awesome.
that'd be me on the books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk about then everyone that ends up doing it on their own. Yeah. So it's probably something that it's not a quick, easy decision. So talk about that and sure that, the most important thing I always tell people this is that having the family, the wife at home that's 100% behind you is huge. But yeah, so if you could talk about, making that big leap to go into business for yourself, how did you do it? Because I get asked that question a lot. You probably do too. Like, how did you do it? Like, and
Yeah,
you don't need teams of accountants and lawyers and all this stuff. It's yeah, you can if you really want to do it, you'll figure it out. So yeah,
exactly.
just kind of talk about that.
That's exactly right. It is a big leap of faith. Um, got to make sure you have your ducks in a row. The biggest thing for me, like I was considering it probably 5 to 7 years prior to actually doing it. And then I started getting more serious because I don't know, I was going through there toward right before I made the leap. I was working for another contractor at the time, and I'm like, how are they making money at this? Like, they're not efficient at all. I didn't understand it. I'm like, if they could do it, I'm pretty sure I could figure it out, and I'm just going to send it. So it might be frowned upon, but I took some money out of my 401k to get started. So yeah, nothing's been handed to me. I had a savings for 401k, took out of that and bought my single axle dump truck, skid steer, and little 14K equipment trailer, and been nose to the grindstone ever since.
Yeah, right. I think that's, a really important message that okay, 401ks, yeah, it's the good responsible thing to do and everything, but
Right?
that money is someone else is controlling it. Where I bet on myself every day, and you're doing the same thing. So
That was exactly what I said to my financial advisor. I said, whenever I'm on my deathbed or whatever, whenever I'm elderly, I don't want to look back and say, man, I wish I would have went out on my own. you know, I just send it.
yeah,
What's the worst that's going to happen? I just have to go get a job with someone else, and I'm okay with that.
yeah.
I'm pretty easy to get along with, I think,
Oh
as long as
yeah,
you
for
don't put
sure.
mayo on my burger.
So how long have you been, when did Murdoch's Dirtworks go into operation?
September 2023
That's
was
cool.
legit. The EIN number, LLC was
Yeah.
established. But yeah, so
So I know, from our friendship and seeing what you put on social media, I see you doing things from, some pretty heavy duty drainage jobs for, residences and businesses, and then also some of the BMX track work. So can you just, kind of, okay, this is your chance to do an infomercial. So like talk about what you've done and yeah, and what you can do and some of the equipment that you have. And I know even that's you're planning some equipment upgrades. That's awesome. I mean, so that's the same thing is that when that's always to me, that's such a good sign of businesses when you're investing back into the business. And that it's not about buying personal stuff. Like I always think I'm always thinking about the business first of, putting back into it. And it seems like you're the same way. But yeah, so you can talk about that a bit, what you do and what's next.
yeah. So when I work for other contractors, be doing site work. I've been down to Imperial. I did the part of the sewer treatment plant down there. Tons of site work for Sheets's and mod wash car washes in the areas and
That's great.
Dollar Generals. I did, everything from starting out for a rock construction entrance to finish grading topsoil or finish subgrading for asphalt or whatever it may be. For my own, I could still do all that stuff. I have the equipment to do it, but
Yeah.
on a much smaller scale. I got, dual sloping laser transits, and I got a skid steer that does pretty well for itself for its age, and a mini excavator. But yeah, I'm looking to purchase a bulldozer next week and could take instead of the rental costs eating up the profit, I could maybe pocket a little bit more on that and
Yeah.
reinvest into the company. I got a single axle dump truck that runs pretty good, 1990 GMC Top Kick,
Mm.
Caterpillar powered.
Yeah.
It does really good for itself. And then I got a 3/4 ton pickup truck in case I don't feel like being stuck at 55 in the top kick.
So,
So yeah,
okay, you mentioned a couple everyone here in Western Pennsylvania, well, now Sheets is everywhere kind of, but everyone knows Sheets. Mod washes are everywhere. There's a mod wash right down the street from me, and I have a subscription with them. So without giving away your business and sales secrets, how did you, land these kind of big sort of corporate jobs?
Those were for other contractors that I worked for,
Okay,
um,
gotcha.
other excavation companies.
Okay,
For myself, I have had a couple higher, um, yeah, corporations, I guess, businesses.
yeah,
Not really franchises, but I think just networking is the biggest thing I could tell you.
right,
Like it's who you know. So that helped out tremendously, building a network, people you could trust or, reach out to if you need information or
yeah.
say, hey, looking to get into this or that. As long as you don't burn any bridges, I think you're all right.
That's, you know what, I've been self-employed for 6 years in the same basic line of work for 30. And there's people who, like one of my customers who I was with yesterday, he's been a customer since I got into this business in 1994. And so,
Powerful
yeah,
part two.
so anyway, yeah, so that's, there's that saying, your network is your net worth, or your net worth is your network, however that goes. But yeah,
Yeah.
so that's cool. So, all right, so yeah, so talk about, your family and Monica has to be all in just like you are for this to work. So yeah, tell everyone about your wife, your kids, and your home
Yeah.
life
So
a little bit.
Monica, she is a saint. She takes care of the three kids. We homeschool, or she homeschools while I work. So that gives her freedom to go on trips, to teach the kids about, history or science or
Right.
literally anything. Um, yeah, Monica is really good at being a homemaker, and that's what she wanted to do. So I said, we could make that adjustment. We'll figure that out,
That's
kind of
perfect.
shoot from the hip. And I think she likes it so far. So good. I think we've been homeschooling for 2 or 3 years, maybe. And yeah, all three kids are homeschooled.
That's
They're
awesome.
grown like weeds and they're pretty smart, it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that's, what yeah, your social media posts with doing stuff with kids on bikes, and both of them, my sons, they're 24 and 21 now. And but yeah, just our adventures on bikes together from, literally from the time I put them on bikes. So yeah, good for you. That's memories that last forever, and you just, we still do lots of stuff together. So
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on. Yep.
yeah, that's the way to do it. Well, Mike, I think we covered it all. So if anyone wants to get in touch with you to get some earth moved, to get some BMX tracks built, to get some drain lines put in, how do they
Yeah.
contact you?
I have Facebook and Instagram. It's Murdoch's Dirt Works. Murdoch spelled Murdoch, not CK. That's a big misconception
Yeah.
because I'm Scottish heritage instead of Irish. That's the difference, I guess.
Hmm.
But yeah, I also do motocross tracks and a little bit of downhill mountain bike courses. So yeah, reach out.
Yeah, that's okay. So you had something to do with the Allegheny Gnar, right?
Yeah, that's the local downhill series in Oil City, which
Yeah.
is next town south.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, all right, my man. Thanks for coming on, and see you in person real soon, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll keep in touch.
Definitely.